Drawing a cheese platter using Autodesk Inventor 2018. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to draw out a cheese platter much like this. So it always starts with the basic parts. So what we're going to do is start off with this main part here, and then we'll do this little guy, this one, that one, and then there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. And then what we'll do is take all of this side and we're just going to mirror it over to that side when you're done. And then we'll cut out the shape. So to start off with, we go over to Part, and as usual, go to Start 2D Sketch. From Start 2D Sketch, we will click on the top plane, do a rectangle. Always do center 2-point rectangle, starting at the center here. It really helps you out when you're doing stuff later on. So dimension, and we're going to set this dimension to 15 inches, and you can modify these dimensions yourself to suit your needs. And then this dimension here, we're going to set this one to 1.25. Okay, so there's our first part. Click Finish, and I'm doing the middle one as I said. Extrude it. It always extrudes up to 3/4 of an inch, so we'll put 3/4 in there. Click OK, and our part, I click on it, and I come up to my different materials. It's set to Inventor Materials, so whoops, I didn't want nickel. Sorry about that. Let me do that one more time, and I'm going to go M for maple in here. Oh, maybe not. I got to do this. There is no maple. So what we're going to do is switch libraries. I'm going to go Autodesk Material Library. And in here, what we'll do is now go M for maple. And there it is there. And we'll click it back to maple. Now, that's my part. And if you look, you can see the grain is running the wrong way as usual. So what you got to do is zoom out a tiny bit. Click on Adjust right here. From Adjust, I'm simply going to rotate it so the grain is running the correct way. And then OK, and there's my first part, and I save it. So I'll go to Save, and I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to go make a new folder called Cheese Platter. Okay, and from Cheese Platter, we double click, and I'm going to call this Middle and Maple. Right, click on Save. All right, so now when I go back to here, this piece is just a little bit thicker. So why go and start a whole new piece? So we go to here, go File, Save As, Save Copy As, and I'm going to save this one as Outside Maple. Outside Maple. Click on Save. From here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and edit the part. Actually, no, if you look at this, this is Middle Maple. I don't want to do that. The first thing I want to do is I want to open my middle part. So I'm going to go up one here, up again. I just got to go find my folder that I was in, Woodwork 10, and I believe no, it was under Woodwork 9. Let's go to Woodwork 9, and there is Cheese Platter. I think I spelled it wrong. And we're going Outside Maple. And click on Outside Maple. Now I go into the sketch, and I change this number, and rotate this, and change this to 2. Right, so it's a little bit wider. And click Finish Sketch, and then I save this right away. So now I've got my middle piece, my outside piece. Now if I go back here, I'm going to go do my walnut. So I'm going to take that piece right there, which is 1/2 inch. So actually no, I'll do my kind of that middle maple piece. So I'm going to go back to one of these ones, and I'm going to go File, Save As again. From Save As a copy, and I'm going to call this one, geez, I'm getting fancy here, Inner Maple. Probably should call this one like 1/2 inch maple, right? But I'll call it Inner Maple. Click on Save. From there, I'm going to open it right away and call it Inner Maple. And then once it's open, Inner Maple right there, I'm going to go Edit right away. And again, I'll rotate this around so it's easier. And I know that this one is 0.5, or I can type in 1/2 inch. Right? Hit Save or Finish Sketch. It goes skinny, and save it. So now I have that maple piece, that maple piece, that maple piece. So I'm going to go to Black Walnut. So I'm going to grab this small one, and I'm going to go File. And this is just repeating. You can probably skip ahead on all these because you know what you're going to do now. Save As, and I'm going to call this one Inner Black Walnut, or Inner Walnut. Okay, and I'll just move that one. So click Save. Once again, open it up. So go Open, Inner Walnut. You can see it hasn't changed colors right there. So go click and type in W for walnut. Oops, I just did water by accident. Let's try that one more time. We'll do walnut. There we go. See how it doesn't change? So what we got to do sometimes is on this one, we actually have to come up to the top and clear what's called the override. So there's the override, there's maple, and we'll save it as inner walnut. And then the last one we'll have to do is the really skinny, let's call it the outer walnut. Okay, so go back to inner walnut again, File, Save As, and this is getting kind of simple now, and call this outer walnut, and save it. And the last one again is open it, and find outer walnut, and it's a bit wide, so again, go back to sketch, and we edit this to 1/4. You can make it an eighth of an inch, doesn't really matter, it's up to you what you're doing. And click on OK, finish it, and then finally save. So if we look at this now, there's my cheese board, there's all my different pieces. I guess I used a different color versus walnut. What did I actually use here? If I click it, no, I used walnut. Okay, so now I go, there's my middle piece, there's my outside piece, my inner, walnut, and that completes all the different pieces. So in the next tutorial, I will assemble it all and show you how to do that, and then eventually cut out the shape. And that concludes this tutorial.